if I'm being honest, loving you the hardest thing to do, so I keep to myself. I feel like I'm falling in and out of consciousness, yeah. Now we starting to talk, let's killing all the progress. Really hard to process, you treat me like an object. Baby, we toxic, can we stay on topic? I feel like we lost it, feel like we lost it. Take my love, don't waste it, even though I don't mind waiting. Latest, my mind racing. What else I have to do, girl, to brace me? I only want you, yeah. I only want you, I only want you. Pull me closer. I can't stop bleeding. If you gon' lead, then gon' lead just like everybody else. If you don't like my company, then I'll do life by myself. Girl, your love like a drug, it ain't good for my health. Even though it's killing me, girl, I love you to death. Take my love, don't waste it, even though I don't mind waiting. Latest, my mind racing. What else I have to do, girl, to brace me? You. I only want you, yeah. I only want you, I only want you. Pull me closer, closer to you. Pull me closer, closer to you. Pull me closer, closer to you. Pull me closer. Don't push me away.
What's up, guys? Max here, back with a brand new episode of the Scuttlebutt Show. Hope everyone's doing great out there, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. This is going to be an interesting episode because I've got something brand new going on with today's show. In the description of this video, right at the top, there is a link for Zoom. You click that link, and if you get prompted for the passcode, I've pinned that to the top of the chat here as the first comment. That's the password, and there is a Zoom link. It's up right now if you want to call in. I can take callers now, so if you want to call in and appear live on the Scuttlebutt Show, if you have a question for me, a comment, you don't need to have the video on. You can just go audio, but if you feel like dropping in and letting me know what's going on with you, then that is up. And this is the trial run, so we're going to work out the bugs here today, and then we'll continue to do this with all the Q&As. I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope somebody chooses to call in. I'll be monitoring my other monitor, if that makes sense, over here, and I can take your calls. So I'll be screening them. So if you call in and you're, not dressed appropriately or looks like something crazy is about to happen, I know the regular crowd out there is going to do that, but if anybody's trying to Zoom bomb me, I'll be screening the calls. But yeah, check it out. Click the link. If you want to jump in and have a convo, tell me what's going on in the world, in your world, then that sounds great. What's up to everybody in the chat and everybody listening on the podcast and on TikTok? Nuggets, Lotus, Ed, what is going on? Mudrock, MC, great to see you, MC. Harry Lime Pie, always a pleasure to have Harry Lime Pie in the chat. Larry D's son is heading back to Norfolk to deploy. I understand that must be very difficult as a parent. It's it's much harder to be the parent staying behind or the person staying behind than it is to be the person going. I've always thought that. Oh my gosh, I really, really feel you, and my heart's with your family there. Sam, what's up? Eviana, what's up? Iron Lotus, if you want to call, just check in the description. You can call right now if you want to. You can call anytime you want. Any question or comments you got, feel free. Check out, it's the top link in the description to join me. Just click that Zoom link. If there's any issue with it, let me know so I can try to troubleshoot it. But yeah, I'm standing by right now, and you can drop your questions in the chat too, and I'll take those questions normally. You don't have to call in, of course. Today's Q&A. I haven't planned anything for you guys. I do have some major announcements, like I've told you guys yesterday. I will be out of the office last week. What that has to do with, and I can tell you a little bit more about it. Basically, we're getting a call right now. We're getting a call right now. Let me bring this person in. Let's see. Is it working? They're joining right now. What that's about is MC $1.99 Super Chat. Thank you very much. What that's about is basically, I've told you guys, we're PCSing. We're moving back to San Diego, coming back to Camp Pendleton, and that is in like 3 months. So if you guys don't know, there's a lot of stuff that has to go on in there. Hey, what's going on, man? I'll bring you on in a second. 1 second. You can hear me, but I can't hear you yet. So we're going back to Camp Pendleton, and that means there's a lot of prep work, and that's starting. We're going to have to move our household goods. That's called HHG, all this other stuff. My whole computer setup here, it's all going to have to go. And so we're starting to do our PCS move. It's coming up soon. So let me bring on, is this Nuggets? Give me a little head signal. This is Nuggets, right? All right, yeah. So let me bring you on really quick. I got you. You are live on the Scuttlebutt Show. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Sorry to just kind of like drop in so suddenly. I was like really waiting forward to this. So I was like, man, this is so exciting.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the point. No, I'm glad you did. It's great to see you face to face. This is the first time that I'm seeing you on a video call. I think I've jumped in on some Discord chats, with you, but this is the first. So what's up, man? What's on your mind?
Really, I'm just like glad to be here, and I didn't have a bunch of questions written down, but I just had a bunch of like questions going through my mind since it's like Q&A Friday, so I thought I might as well ask you some if that's all right.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so here's a good one. So recently, with the whole conflict in Ukraine, I was kind of thinking with like the whole, international volunteers and all, right? And it kind of reminded me back, in Iraq, and like you had like Americans go over in cases, or just like even in Europe, go over to Iraq to like either fight or join ISIS. And it kind of got me wondering your opinions on that. And by chance, in your time or service, did you meet any of these like foreigners or no?
Well, that's a good question, and there's a few questions there. So let me see if I got this right. Let me break it down into a couple different questions. The first is, what do I think about it, right?
Yeah.
And then, you said both fight and join ISIS as the example. And you also said, did I meet anybody over there? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you. That's awesome, man. It's great to talk to you. So I think man, loaded question. So I think
so much.
no, it's okay. It's okay. I also appreciate your shot grouping back there on your silhouette right behind your shoulder there. That's a good grouping.
Oh, this is the natural lighting.
No, on your target there. That's a good grouping that you got.
Oh yeah, no. Like this is like an ACOG from like 15 meters away. This is not...
So
I do it to look impressive, but
and I see Hairline Pie's weighing too, and I'll let you in as soon as Nuggets is off here. So I see that. So I think it's interesting. It's really a sign of the times that that people got inspired to leave their homes from around the world, not just the United States, but to go to Iraq and join the Peshmerga at the time, basically, to fight against ISIS. They were posting a lot of propaganda on social media, which, of course, showed the world firsthand with no mediator what they wanted people to see, which was a lot of the horrible stuff that they were doing. And a lot of people were posting about the trauma they were experiencing in Iraq. And it got people to get off their, their couches and leave their jobs and their families and go over there. I think that there's a lot of, it's noble and it's brave, but it could also be, totally manipulated to really, devastate. You could devastate a lot of lives by working some kind of propaganda campaign to get people to show up somewhere, not government sponsored, not protected by their nation, no support, and they get it's like a bad Craigslist buy, like a Craigslist buy gone wrong. You agree to a meetup and you think you're going to buy a computer, so you show up with some cash, but instead you get killed and you get robbed, and and then the person walks away. So it's to the people who went and did that and fought with the Peshmerga, a lot of people unarmed, just going over there on humanitarian missions. I think it's brave that they did that. I hope that it worked out for the majority of them. I hope they didn't face too many consequences when they came back to the United States. For people who went to go join to join ISIS, basically, I would think, I would want to see all of them, be prosecuted upon their return to their native country and face the consequences for joining a terror group like that. It's the worst thing that I've ever seen is ISIS. And I'm sure a lot of people who went over there. The other thing, too, is when people volunteer to go fight against, the bad guys, they're not getting screened. So you don't know who they are when they show up, right? They could be lying about who they are. It's a pretty deep rabbit hole. If somebody shows up untrained, maybe they're lying on their resume, so to speak, they could put a lot of people at risk by saying that they're someone that they're not and that they're skilled in things that they're not. Imagine somebody who has no training walks up to go, dispose a bomb. You know what I mean? It could be really, and they're saying like, I got this because they did a lot of like internet research or sleuthing or something like that. It could be really bad. So I guess, it's a lot, there's a lot to it. I never met anyone, as far as I know, who was like a independent person who went over there. But what I did meet in Iraq were, you've got a lot of volunteers for like the Red Cross. There's this whole, Red Cross organization who goes out and they send supplies and food, nurses from all around the world. And I met a lot of those people. So they were out there up in the Erbil, outside of Mosul area, and they were going down and, eating. People were eating together. They would go as far as they could safely, and they would treat wounded, pesh, and all this stuff. So yeah, there was a lot of that. And then that was it, right? So that's basically that's what I saw. Yeah. That's what I saw up there. I didn't see any like of the Harley Davidson crew that I remember seeing on social media. I didn't see those guys up there, but yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it.
Alrighty. Well, pretty much that's all I really have to ask, except for one little question before I go, because I don't want to keep anyone else, in line, impatient. It's about really the book that you had mentioned a while ago that you're thinking about publishing. How's that going?
It's good, man. Thank you for asking. I basically have a whole finished version of it that people have read now. But the thing is, it's kind of like when we were talking to Ben the other day, like, when is it done? You know what I mean? Like, when am I ready to call it done? You know, I recently talked to the commanding officer of our unit out there. I messaged him through LinkedIn and we got in touch, and he gave me so much stuff to think about from a different perspective. And I started changing some stuff, and it's like, it's a real, like a passion project for me that I love what I've done so far. I'm pretty proud of it, and I hope people would enjoy it, but I also don't want to put it out there and then kick myself going, I wish I had done this, I wish I had done that. So I have about 180 pages written, done, that need to be still screened by the Pentagon office or whatever. But yeah, that's where it's at now.
Wow. Well, I honestly, those were the two main questions in my mind. I'm glad to be on this show. I'm glad to be talking to you. Besides, on some like random internet Discord call at like 12 a.m. in the morning.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm gonna get a face to face. But honestly, thank you for having me here. I like this whole system. I hope it doesn't go wrong in any way.
Thank you.
But I wish you a good night. Just thanks for having me on here, man.
Yeah, you got it, man. We talk every day, so just like talking to a buddy, you know what I mean? You're welcome to chat me up anytime.
Yeah. Well, see ya, I guess, in the stream chat.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thank you. That's awesome. So thank you, Nuggets, for calling in. It looks like a couple people waiting to join here. So if I can, I'm going to let in Harry Lime Pie really quick. And it looks like he might have a question. So Harry, you'll be able to hear me. I won't be able to hear you yet once you jump on. Thank you so much for being patient. I'll let you guys know when we seem to have him on the line. Larry said, or Iron Lotus said, what was your favorite food in the Navy? People always talk about the lobster and steak nights when you go down to the galley and there's lobster and steak, and you know bad news is coming. But for me, it was the chicken cordon bleu. They they call them the gerbils or whatever, but the chicken cordon bleu was my favorite. I really loved that, and whenever that was on the menu, I was excited. That was good. So let me see, Harry, are you on the line there? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, how's it going?
Here. Can you hear me?
I can.
Great. Going great.
How are you?
I'm doing good. You doing all right out there?
I am. Thank you. It's great to hear your voice.
South Carolina is doing great here.
Good. That's good.
I thought of a couple of questions. One was, I just recently was rewatching the documentary, the PBS documentary Carrier.
Oh, yeah.
And I was going to ask you, since you were on a carrier, what did you think of that documentary as far as, did it show what it was like in real life, working on the flight deck, that kind of thing?
Yeah, let me see how much I remember about Carrier, because I think I've watched it through a couple of times. Remind me again which carrier they were on.
They were on the Nimitz.
The Nimitz, okay. So, yeah, I do remember that. I thought they did a really good job. They picked some good people to follow around on there and tell their stories. I feel like the no matter how much you see of footage on a ship, you can't imagine what it feels like to be on one, steaming through the ocean, seeing the stars at night in the pitch black, feeling the ship kind of list back and forth, waiting in line for food, doing drills, all that stuff. Like, you can see it all day, and then when you feel it in real life, it's a totally different thing. I wish I could pull out some specific memories from Carrier right now. I feel like I kind of remember, but I don't want to misquote anything or like think of a different show or anything. But Carrier, I do remember thinking that they did a really good job. It was well produced. Obviously, it was very professional, and I think they found interesting people to talk to. I wish they had shown like some, captain's masts or something like that, like the people on restriction, which I don't think that they did too much, right?
They didn't show a captain's mast, but they did show a disciplinary board. What you go to, like, first before you go to captain's mast, you go to the one that has the they showed an enlisted person. So you went to the one where it was the command master chief was the head of it, and he put the person through to the next process, which was the exo mask.
Yeah, EXO.
You know,
Yeah,
so
EXO.
they did show one of those, and I thought that was enlightening, and it was just like what you had said before, because I remember I think it was on one of your things you had said about how you walk in, attention, they tell you to take your cover off, you take your cover off, you know, and they even showed the person outside the door before they went in, and the person outside said, "Now, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to put you on your face and handcuff you." So I thought, I think I'm with you. The only thing, like you were saying about not being able to really tell when see it, the heat, the unrelenting heat of the flight deck when they were saying, it's like 114. We're in the Gulf now, I thought, there's no way to show you that. It's hard to see that on a film and, get that from from that perspective. And
yeah.
the other thing I was going to tell you was, I was so glad that you were going to have this thing here. I was going to tell you, I don't know if you know the YouTuber Ward Carroll.
I think you've recommended him before to me. I've checked it out.
Yeah, he was a F-14 Rio, and he has a channel about aviation and general stuff too, but mostly about aviation. Oh, and also about guitars because he plays guitar. But he has a thing similar to this I think it's on Sundays. He calls it a cocktail party. And
nice.
If you're a patron, you can come on, and there's usually about 20 to 30 people on a Zoom call like this. And like everybody is on at once. And then, you have to like push a little button and raise your hand, and then he clicks on you, and then you get to talk, and that kind of thing. And people ask him questions, and he's knows lots of people, and of course, so a lot of the people that come on there that are patrons of his channel were also flight people, either Rios or pilots. So like if somebody else has questions, he'll say, you want to take this because I know you know the answer to this, and he'll call on somebody. But so I just thought I'd let you know that's kind of a cool thing, and I really enjoy going on there because you pick up all kinds of stuff, seeing all the people that he knows. And like you said, this is great because you actually get to see somebody's face.
Yeah, I do.
While they're talking.
I do like it, and I'm excited for to continue this. I'm glad that I got this up and running because it's really fun to do, and I would love to hear from people who normally are in the chat or who want to come in and have a little conversation. I think that's great. And Harry, I just want to say to you too that your support to this channel is extremely appreciated. It's very motivating, and I'm humbled every time I see you with a super chat and you're a member, patron, everything. It's really I really appreciate it a lot.
Well, I know that whatever the monetary part of it is does not make a whole lot of difference, but I just feel like I'm giving you a little something. Like you said, I think it's motivating because I like what you do. I like you, and I like what you do, and I like the news we get. I like the chat we get. It's very good, and I could be watching mindless TV right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead, I'm getting a chat, some news, some things that are happening. Not that I was never in the military at all. My father was in the military. I have a son-in-law and daughter who she's a dependa. So he's over in
like me,
Yakushka. Yeah. My daughter's a dependa like you, and my son-in-law is in well, he's stationed on a ship in Yokosuka right now. He's TAD to Saspo, and he has to do 3 months down there. I think he's got about a month left. He was on a destroyer his first tour in Hawaii, and then he went to the Blue Ridge in Yokosuka, which is a pretty large ship, like 2,000 people or something like that. But it's in dry dock. It's been in dry dock most of the time he's on it. So in January, I had you were so gracious to do that deal for his advancement for me. You did that little film for him, and he was thrilled about that. Yeah, he got his advancement to E5, and so for a reward for that, they sent him TAD to Saspo for 3 months.
That sounds right.
I talked to him after that, and he was like down in the dumps a little bit. And, oh man, they're sending me down there. And at first, they told him he was going to go to, I'm not sure what you call it, but one of the ships that's a flat top for helicopters, and it has like about 2,000 Marines on it.
Like an amphib?
Yeah, like an amphibious assault ship, or
like
whatever.
The Bonhomme Richard, like the Bonhomme Richard was.
Similar to that, right? That's what they told him at first in January. Hey, we're going to send you down there for 3 months to this ship that's 2,000 Marines. So I was telling him, man, it's going to be a whole different ball game. You're used to cooking for, Navy personnel, and you're going to be cooking for Marines. I said, you're going to have to put crayons in it. But anyway, it turns out, like about a week before he was supposed to go, they said, oh man, we're sending you to MCM number 14. And it's a mine ship. It's got all of 80 personnel on the whole ship, and it's a wooden hull. I said, my God, a wooden hull? I thought they had got, I thought the only wooden hull they had left was like the Constitution, the sailing ship.
That is, yeah.
But no, it has a wooden hull, so it doesn't react with the mines or whatever. But so it's, I said, it's great. I said, you're getting some experience that few people in the Navy get. I mean, how many people go on a ship that small?
Yep.
Most people spend their time on some great big ship. You never can find your way all the way around it. I said, you go down there for 3 months, you're going to know everybody intimately, because you're going to be cooking for them, and there's no way that you can like lose yourself there. You're going to be seeing all the people. So I said, you'll know all the officers and things that, like, with a ship with 2,000 people, you may never see, people.
Yep,
if you're cooking in the enlisted area, you're not going to see any of the officers hardly ever, pass them in the hallway or whatever. But on a ship with only 80 people, you're going to get a chance to see everybody.
Yeah, that's some real sea time right there.
After he got there, he said he felt better about it after he talked to me. And I told him, I said, you got to look at it as, they're testing you. They gave you advancement. They're going to send you down there and see what you do with that advancement.
Yep.
I'm sure the ship down there, I'm sure all ships everywhere are needing personnel, especially with the COVID thing and all that, losing people, not having enough people. So I'm sure with his ship just being in dry dock, and obviously with with no facilities to do the cooking, all he was doing was driving to the base in Yokosuka, picking up food and bringing it back to the ship. So he wasn't that wasn't a great job or doing any, that wasn't getting him anything. So I said, you're better off down there. You're honing up your skills, because at E5, he had kind of gotten away from like doing the actual cooking and was more, supervisory. But down there with only 80 people, he's back to the cooking now. So he says, I really kind of like it. I didn't think I would, but he said, yeah, I'm getting used to it.
He's probably very popular on the ship when he's like the cook, and people want their food.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I told him. I said, you got to look at it that way too. I said, everyone's going to want to know you, man. I said, because I've heard you say that. I've heard Nikki say that. You kind of really want to know somebody in the somebody in that department, because if you want something special, or you're really jonesing for that most favorite thing, that peanut butter and jelly sandwich or whatever it is. you want to have somebody that can hook you up.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you talking to me. I'll let you get on to talking to somebody else.
Thanks, Harry. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you calling in.
I really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Look forward to the next time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Harry, very much. I appreciate that. And I do see that we have Sam on the line. And so let me try to bring in Sam over here. Let's see if he's standing by. That is Sam. You know him, of course, in the chat as 1 gram of Sam. I had to look, make sure I know his current name. So Sam, hopefully I'll wait until you connect here. Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me? Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. How's it going?
Oh, good. It's good to be here.
Where are you?
Good to be here. I'm at work right now, so this is what it looks like, sort of my sad space. This is one of the office buildings. Yeah, this is one of the many office buildings in this whole complex. It's huge, and the only way to really show you is give you a tour, but that'll take about 2 hours long, so I'm not going to do that.
Well,
it's
good to see you. It's the first time I've seen your face, actually.
Oh, really? This right here. You get to see my ugly face. Is it uglier than my Discord pedo stash one?
No, you're being far too tough on yourself. So what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. Things are good. What Ben said yesterday really hit home. Awesome, by the way. So glad you got him on there.
That was so good.
Keep doing that. That was amazing. Yeah.
That was so good.
More guests like that. That's great. And also the sleep guy, even though I keep breaking all his rules regarding sleep, and I think all of us do, really.
Yeah.
But what Ben said regarding finding a mission after the military really hit home for me personally. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be. And I'm not even a combat veteran, transition out of the Marine Corps. I was like, I was an officer, got a college degree. I wanted to take a certain path. I tried the FBI, but family plans change. And it took me 2 full years to really get that new mission and purpose again. And, even my wife was telling me, like, you've changed. You're a different person, and I want to say it's because I need that mission. I need that sense of purpose. So that really hit home. And I was wondering, how did you have that experience leaving the Navy? Were you, I guess, trying to find that purpose again? Was it hard for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's so funny you say that too, because this morning when I was at the gym, I was thinking about exactly when Ben said that exact thing. And the reason I was thinking of it's so funny, because the reason I was thinking about that was I actually can't wait to have him back on the show, because he said that. And normally that realization is something that you need to be coached into, like it takes people a long time to even discover that about themselves or to accept it as true, one or the other. And I've seen so many people who need literally like therapy or veterans transition groups or something, a coach, like a personal coach, to realize that about themselves and actually admit it. And so that's just one more thing that demonstrates his level of kind of, he's very intellectual and he's very self-aware. Yeah. And I think that those two things, they come across in the book too. And I know that you're very intellectual as well. I can tell from just talking to you. You're very smart. You're very smart. And you obviously have that self-awareness also. I think that that's awesome. And for me,
I appreciate that.
No problem. And for me, the way it happened for me was I got out of the Navy, and I really, I was so lucky because on one hand, because I became a contractor. So I worked in literally the same office with the same people, just in civilian clothes. But the problem with that is, yeah, my transition out of the military was smooth. You have, you know, all your friends are still there. Your lifestyle doesn't really change, making really good money. But the problem, of course, is like somebody put it, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but somebody nailed it. And the problem with contracting is, when you're a veteran, is it's like going to every practice and then not playing in the game. And when somebody said that, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, you know?
Wow.
And so
Nail on the head.
Nail on the head. And so that really hit me. And then I started getting into like 1,000 hobbies. Like, I was unstoppable. Anything that came along, I was like, I'm going to learn everything there is to know about this. And that was really just me coping, you know, with that gap that, you know, was created in my life. And so it took me a long time to come to the conclusion that, you know, by the time my life had transformed by the time, like, that was all of that happened over the course of a couple of years. So eventually I was like, you know what am I chasing? Like, you know, really, let me look at what I have done in my life, and let me look at what I have in front of me right now, which is a wife now. I've got, you know, a family, basically a dog, a wife, you know, we're growing a family. I've got it made. What am I chasing, you know? And so
absolutely. Yeah.
When I shrunk the scope a little bit and really asked myself that question, I realized that, you know, I do have a mission. I do have a purpose. It's this new life that I have, and I love it. And there's nothing missing, you know, even though sometimes I get that itch. Like, I want to go do some crazy shit, you know, like I would love to go back out, you know, to Ukraine right now for 2 months or something like that. But that's not really what it is. It's a 2 years of workups and thousands of days of training and all that stuff, you know, that puts people in that position. And so there's really nothing that I'm missing. And so I eventually realized that, and it totally changed my perspective.
Yeah, that spoke to me too. Yeah, I absolutely know what that feels like. But you know, I found that mission. It took me 2 whole years to find it. Yeah, I got a gig with the Pittsburgh Fire Department, which is great.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's a conditional offer, but we'll see. But yeah, that's everything you said spoke to me, as well as Ben. And yeah. So that's the new thing for me. My new drive, my new sense in life. So yeah, that's really all that's going on with me. I've been talking to Nuggets a little bit. He's a very young but very smart guy. I noticed. I don't know if you talked to him one-on-one. So if he's listening, I just want to tell him, keep it up, keep your studies up, and you'll get to where you need to go. So
yeah, thanks for saying that about Nuggets too. And again, you know, I've heard other people who I won't, you know, mention any names, but other people who've kind of been active in the Discord who I know some people over there have built relationships, and everyone says, like, you know, Nuggets is a great dude. He's a great kid. Like, I hear that all the time. And so, yeah, if he's listening, he should know that people are thinking that. So keep up the good work. And if the plan is still to go join the Marines, then I'm sure you'll do a great job at that. So, and then Sam, I want to tell you, I know I've been off squad for a little while, and I do apologize about that. It's
okay.
It's not my intention. I actually did jump on Wednesday, my time over here. I just didn't stream it, and I was looking to see if anybody was on, but it was like after it was like already after 1300, and I was just checking out the new updates and the new graphics and stuff, and I still love it, and I still plan on playing more, and it's weird. It's a weird time out here, especially with our PCS coming up. So I'm going to try to be on next week, but when I get back to the States, everything with the show and the scheduling and all that stuff is going to become, you know, way better, way easier. And because I'm going back to Pendleton, I have tons of, you know, veteran connections out there, awesome people that I know. So as far as the guests go, there's going to be way more of that. And not next week, but the week after that. I don't know if you heard me saying yesterday, we've got retired Navy Captain Duncan Smith, who was part of actually the Navy SEALs movie with Charlie Sheen, and then also he was the liaison for Active Valor. So he'll be on in about 10 days,
Wow.
and that's going to be a freaking phenomenal episode.
That's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Winning. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got tons of cool guests coming up, tons of other people that I haven't named yet either. But, you know, ever since the, it's funny, ever since the Stu Scheller episode, people have been hitting me up to come on the show and be guests. And I'm really excited to feature everyone that I can, because I love the guest episodes the most.
Yeah. You have a natural, I'm sorry, I won't take up much of anyone else's time here, but you have a natural ability to talk to people and to guests like Stu Scheller. Coming off of what you said regarding his initial videos, when those videos came out, and how a lot of people didn't really side with you, but you were still able to articulate how you felt even when he came on the show, and you guys were able to find some I'm not sure it was common ground, but you were still able to talk to him and not things like comments he made regarding General Mattis.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the very personal comments that seemed like an attack. You're still able to articulate that point very well, and really get to the soul of the problem instead of I guess if I was to start I probably would have made it a whole lot worse and maybe started a fight. But no, you have a very, very good ability to articulate points. So this is a great calling for you.
Well, thank you. One thing that I'll say about Stu is it's a lot easier to have a conversation like that with someone who, and I believe this is true about Stu, who seems to be telling the truth. You know what I mean? And saying what they're really thinking, So you don't have to dance around, a bunch of BS and double talk and all kinds of, fronts that people are putting up. I really think that when he talks, he's saying what he really thinks and what he really believes to be true. And and as long as people are doing that, I feel like you can communicate effectively and well, as long as you are, treat the people with the respect that they're treating you. You can pretty much get anywhere as long as you're being honest.
Yeah. I think that's emotional level of intelligence that it can be hard to find sometimes.
Yes.
But something worth learning,
yes.
Especially with the audience out there. And you see in the live chat, a lot of people growing up, they can learn from you, especially watching your videos to see how you are. So, hey, even as a grown up, I'm learning from you. So, keep up the work. I'll be here as much as I can.
Awesome. Well, it's always great to see you, and it's always great when you're leading our squad. And so I look forward to much more of that. Much more of that.
All right, Max. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All
right. How great is this, huh? We had Sam on, and I've got Ed in the waiting room, so I'm going to bring Ed on here in a second. This is like my new favorite thing, and so we're definitely going to be doing this every week. Maybe we should be doing this even more as the channel continues to grow and we get more people on. If anybody out there wants to call in, right now Ed's on the line and I'm bringing him in, and that is the only person in the waiting room. So Ed, if you're out there still, you're being admitted to the show right now. So if you're still there, well, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Angry Contractor, what's up? Great to see you. It's nice to see you back, and yeah, the community's continuing to grow. That Skate Kid, what's up? Nice to see you. Regal in the chat, nice to see you too. Voyager, it's great to see you. It's great to see everybody. Yeet, everyone in the chat, it's nice. So this is really fun. I see Ed joining in right now. Let's see, Ed, I'm gonna bring you on here in a second. Ed, what's going on? Are you out there?
I'm doing fine. Hold on.
All right. Well, I've got you. You're live. And so, there you go. Okay. What is going on, man? Max? It's great to see you.
I'm doing fine and doing outstanding, man. And even though I was trying to also get back into to shape, by the way, I just try to get back on my run so far.
That's good. How are you doing? How are you doing it? How are you getting on your run?
I don't recall, but it was. I just try to say I try to do like 4 reps, like 4 reps of run.
Okay.
And I gotta tell you, it's like pretty much challenging. Even though I normally running at the at the lake at Pearland, Texas. Yeah, I'm still at Texas, by the way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And I don't remember the meters and the distance. But so far I try to be the best runner as I can before about to plan about join the military just yet. So even though I really enjoy cardio and pretty much, and also try to get some, even though I try to also get some sleep also.
I,
That's like go ahead.
I was gonna say the cardio is one of those things. It's so important, and the best thing to do is to really learn to love running. And the way that you learn to love running is by doing it regularly. So maybe every day or every other day, run a little bit, just make it part of a habit. And soon, before you know it, running becomes easy. And you're like, oh, I can just run. And it's not like something that you dread. Like for me, when I was learning how to run, it was like, oh, I was dreading a long run, more than a mile. And I'm like, oh my gosh, really? I hate this. And I always loved lifting weights, always loved lifting weights. And now, I'll go out and I'll do, a 3, 4, 6 mile run several times a week. And I just really love it. Listen to some music and just enjoy the day, especially if the weather's bad. Go out on bad weather days and just like nothing's better for training for the military. You got to be able to go out in bad weather. So if it's raining, if it's cold, if it's windy, go out anyway, and you won't regret it. It's usually when you finish doing something in bad weather and it's done, you're like, yeah, I just accomplished that,
Yeah, that's what my recruiter told me that one time. Just like this one Army recruiter said, like soldiers won't stand temperatures, man, and Marines won't do temperature. It doesn't matter. So I could do that. Heck, I just run in like nighttime at Pearland one time. It was like cold, even though I just wear my my Under Armour hoodie, stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I almost like accomplished it, and I almost got there, and try to be as best I can, and almost getting there, Max. And even though I try to also work on my sit-ups and push-ups, stuff like that, and pretty much, and ever since ROTC, man, I've been motivated trying to just prepare. Even though I still had to also study still for the ASVAB.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
it's a lot, right? Like what you're saying right now is interesting because you're listing all these things that are absolutely, requirements to join. And maybe people out there don't know, like, yeah, you got to study academically. You've got to get in shape, and there's multiple aspects of getting into shape. Like even just joining the military is a challenge. It's not a guarantee that when you start, you're going to be able to join.
Yeah, pretty much. Even though I try my best, and even though I just still prepared, even though I failed the PCAP, it's not a PCAP, it's just like a pre-ASVAB test. So that's why I don't remember my score. It's like very low, and I had to practice and I still had to study still, and most importantly get into shape. It's like a lot of stuff that I could go through, and pretty much, and yeah, pretty much. And
what's your relationship like with your recruiter's office? Do you see them on a regular basis?
Almost on a regular basis, but not lately. I normally see those recruiters during my high school times.
Okay.
And I just like talking to them personally, even though I just try to find what's the best benefits out there. And I know Army and Navy is like one of them. Even though Army almost trying to be as number one. Even though I love the Marine Corps, even though I've been commented about it on your lives, love the Marines and Navy.
Yeah, that's great. One thing you can do, when I was joining, I ended up getting a pretty high score on the ASVAB, and I tutored other people who were joining. So maybe there's somebody at your recruiter's office. Maybe you head over there after school or something like that and see if one of the deputies maybe can offer you some tutoring.
Oh, absolutely. I'll see if I can because I'm very busy at the moment. So I don't know. I haven't reached out to my recruiter lately, both Navy and possibly the Army. So I still have contact with them still. I'll try to tutor them out. And even though most of my classmates most of my classmates during high school are not serious about joining the military. So I'll definitely want to do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who they talk a big game, you know, they talk about, you know, I'm going to go become a Navy SEAL or something like that. And then they just don't, they never join at all. You know what I mean? Like just joining is it's a massive achievement, and it says a lot about your character too, especially when, you know, when someone has to both, you know, go through the journey of getting in shape and getting the scores on the ASVAB to make it possible. It's very common. What you're describing is extremely common. A lot of people are in your shoes, and a lot of people who have been in your shoes have done it. So you can do it too. Remember that. You're not the first person. Other people have done it. If other people have done it, you can do it too.
That's right. And even though Christopher Chaos on his YouTube channel, remember Chris Chaos, right?
Yep, of course.
He's also doing like he also do like a lot of like he helps them like feature soldiers, so that's why.
Yeah.
So even though I don't know if I don't have the greatest people who are interested in joining the military. Once I will visit to my recruiting station, I don't mind help them out to interested. But I hopefully those feature military people out there. Hopefully they not blame me or your recruiter. You know, I've been watching Chris Chaos live stream 100 times, like a lot of times, and I remember he's saying, "Don't blame me when you join."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, one thing I learned my first year in the military was pretty rough. Like once I got to my first command, I really was not happy. I was not enjoying it, but that's because the first year of anything is really difficult. That's what I learned. Like when you get in there and you're a new guy or girl and you have no idea what's going on, you're the low person on the totem pole, you're getting the worst jobs. It's just how it is. You know, somebody's got to do it. It should be you. Like when you're brand new, when you're the junior person, you don't really know anything when all you've done is boot camp and maybe technical school, whatever branch you're joining. So you get out there and it's like, yeah, you got to go put in some like, you know, dirty work. And that's exactly how it should be. That's what I learned as time went on. But you have to get in that mindset when you're young.
That's what I learned in ROTC. When I was at that JROTC summer training, I just learned like outstanding, and it's like helped me, and pretty much even though it's almost rough for me, went through rough times, and even though at the end, almost at the end of ROTC summer training, it was a lot of fun for the most part, and I would imagine it will be the same rough, but not for the end. So pretty much.
Let me tell you one thing. There's lessons that the military tries to teach you along the way, and some people learn them and some people don't. One of them, like I was saying, is when you're the new guy, you got to do kind of you got to put up with a lot of the crap. Some people are like, you know, their egos get in the way and they go, I'm not doing that. I'm too good for this. Nobody talks to me like that. And it tends to not work out so well for them. Now, on the flip side of that, I've worked with like special forces guys, Navy SEALs, and I am this way too. If I'm, you know, almost 37 years old, if I go somewhere and I try something new and I have no experience and it's like my first day and there's some like 22-year-old young kid who's in charge, hey, I'm there to work for him. I put my ego aside. What do you need me to do? Sweep the floors, clean the windows, carry the boxes? Like, I get it. You know, just you're never too old to be to learn, and you learn by kind of humbling yourself and listening to people who have more experience than you. So I just want you to know that that's something that it's not like you just got to suck it up and deal with it and then it never happens again. It's a character trait that you carry with you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. That's why I could do that, you know, especially. And speaking of like Chris Chaos, have you talked to Chris Chaos for lately?
I have. We spoke I think a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's all about his challenge coin on his on Fort Carson, what I heard. And yeah, that one soldier got the challenge coin, like that he found it. Yeah, I saw his story. It's like awesome. And what else? I got an idea for Chris Chaos, even though I just commented on your live. He always he's mentioned about like his Chris Chaos tour like he used to do back then, like before before 2020. Try to tell Chris Chaos that I had an idea. Why not making Chris Chaos the Cold Chaos tour virtually, like kind of like yours, you know?
You want me to pass that along to him?
I'm sorry.
You want me to tell him that next time we talk?
Absolutely. Because I was just came up when you did all this Zoom meeting. That's
Mhm.
It's like you know, it's I wish Chris Chaos would have done that to his platoon, to his notification platoon. And even though I'm proud of it, and I wish Chaos Tour would have been like virtual, like this, kind of like yours today.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I appreciate you joining me here. I'm really glad that I did this. This was great for me, and I hope it was great for everybody else. Like, we're going to continue to do this, so don't worry. This isn't going to be the only time.
ever since I watch mostly, even though the news mostly I watch sometimes is my local KPRC and mostly your channel, mostly your YouTube channel. My God, you've been awesome, man, and I gotta say, I love your Okinawa tour video. It's so amazing when you do that tour video. I love it, man. I love it.
I have to go check out some other spots on Okinawa. I was actually thinking what I need to do is go to where in the book, By Water Beneath the Walls, where those beach landings were in Okinawa and take some pictures so I can share them with you guys.
Absolutely, that's pretty cool. Even though my Marine Corps JRTC instructor stationed in Okinawa before, and I heard that everything is Okinawa. That I heard it's beautiful there. And
It's beautiful.
What do you like about it? Again, ever since I tell you about it in the comments.
Yeah, I like Okinawa. I personally have always been kind of an island. I've always gravitated towards the island life ever since I got out of New York, where I grew up, and I've really enjoyed that out here. Kind of the island living, like the speed of things, the relaxing ocean breeze right there. Being near the ocean is great.
Paradise right there.
It
That's
is.
the military paradise, in my opinion. And my first view on Okinawa is that I saw my instructor's office with that Iwo Jima statue, that little mini statue in his office, and it says Okinawa, Japan, and it's like I kind of heard of that place, and I just and I think that even though I was keep thinking to myself, even since I ever dream about joining the military soon, I was thinking about like I wish I can visit Okinawa. You're not sure what's the best branch to move there or either possibly assign there?
Yeah, that's probably the Marine Corps. Um,
Absolutely.
it's mostly
Right.
Marines. It's mostly Marines out here. And then secondly would probably be the Navy and become a hospital corpsman or a CB if you want to end up in Okinawa.
Yeah, because I heard that I've been studying like their base, well, a little bit of their installation, and my God, ever since I love overseas, I would say Okinawa will be my favorite. Ever since that was like my dream installation. If I want to attend, if I ever want to join the Marines or either the Navy, but yeah, okay, I would say ever since I watched your videos, I cannot believe what I saw from your tour videos. Oh my God, so beautiful. And what's the weather now there, by the way?
I'll tell you right now, it's 75 degrees and sunny. It's perfect.
Wow, just compared to Texas right now, it's like warm right now, and then tomorrow, like on Friday here, it's gonna be like cold, like crazy. It's gonna be cold, like wow. I gotta tell you, Texas is like getting colder sometimes, especially it's like in the middle of spring.
Hmm.
My God.
Well,
Yeah, and
sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Good.
Max, one more thing. Yeah, just trying to remind Chris Chaos tour. Trying to remind Chris Chaos about that virtual tour. By the way, when is your next Chris Chaos meeting again?
I'm not
For
sure.
interview?
I'm not sure when it'll be, but actually, now that you bring it up, I'll ask him because I would love to do another episode.
Yeah, just mention that. Yeah, good thing I'm glad that I just came up to you with that kind of idea to make a Chaos tour to a person to virtual, so that way we can like talk to Chris Chaos. I can't wait to talk to him. I'm always tell Chris Chaos about you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, y'all two are my best YouTube military YouTuber out there. Even though when I was in ROTC, I'm always watching a lot of military YouTubers. First one is Navin and Beast, all the way up to like a little bit of Kyle Gott, and until like Chris Chaos and of course you. My God, y'all two are become my number one, I would say. y'all two are the best so far.
Thank you.
And I'm not sure about becoming a membership just yet. I'm kind of short on cash right now.
Oh, you don't have to do anything like that. No worries. No worries at all, man. It's just nice to have you in the chat.
Of course, and I love watching your videos, what's going on in any military posts or what's going on to our military community, especially Vanessa, and especially Okinawa as well. I want to see what's going on there.
Yep.
Despite this whole protest, what I heard, was there any recent protests?
So every Friday morning in Okinawa, they protest outside of the Kadena Air Force Base. But it's a very small amount of people. It's maybe 50 people, and they're very, very peaceful and passive. Like, they're not causing any problems. It's interesting. Like, the things that they're protesting, I won't get too much into it, but a lot of it is, they just feel like they want their island for just their own prosperity and not to be shared with the military, because they want to feel safer, and the military makes them feel unsafe because it makes Okinawa a target, which I can understand their concerns. So,
Of course. And what else? I'll try to keep up with my progress of getting in shape, so I can prepare either join the Marines and Navy, so best I can. And I'm getting better. Even though I watch a lot of David Goggins, and my God, I'll try my best. I'll try my best, Max. And by the way, I love your talk video.
oh, thank you. Oh, yeah.
Really awesome.
I plan on
Even though I can,
doing more.
go ahead.
I plan on continuing to do more of those. Those are big projects every time I do one.
Even though I say, hey, Chief, you know. All right, one more thing. How's Wei doing so far?
Oh, thanks for asking, man. She's great. Crushing it at work, enjoying life, excited to go back to the U.S. She's wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, tell her that your number one fan. Say hi. Not necessarily me, your number one fan. Who's the number one fan here?
Oh,
me?
man. You know what? Everyone in the chat could be the number one fan. We built a consistent amount of people who are here every day. And I feel like it's not about number one fan. I feel like it's about the community as a whole. I view everyone as like just an equal member of the community that we have here.
Yeah, let me tell you, one last thing. Ever since I watched military YouTuber like nonstop, even though I graduate MCGROTC, I think Nikki MGV was actually a Keemstar of this military community. Don't you think? Or either you?
No, not me. There's people who like Nikki's, influenced people who've joined the Navy for the last several years. His videos about the Navy and which rate to join and all that stuff have really helped a lot of people. He's had a larger impact than I've had by exponential amounts. But what I hope to do is, give people maybe a different perspective or a way to look at things, or I try to share lessons that I learned in the military. If it helps people, then I think that's fantastic, and that's all I can hope to do.
All right. Yeah. I just watched some of his videos, and Nikki is so awesome, just like you and some other Navy individuals, especially Official Slim. And sad thing that was Official Slim. You haven't heard of him, right?
I don't know Official Slim.
Yeah. Sad thing we let him go, I guess. Even though I just rarely watch it, most of the time even though I watch most of his y'all and Chris Chaos and Nikki and a little bit of Anixio. Am I pronouncing his name right?
Ao Nixo?
Yeah, Ao Nixo. Yeah, I watch it with your PT videos. God. I was like, really, Air Force? Stop relaxing your PT standards. Come on.
That's right.
Walking PT? Oh my God, that's super easy. Yeah, that's the only time I see Onexio. He's awesome too. Just like Trail. Also Trail, right?
I know who that is, but I don't really watch his videos.
Okay, because sometimes I watch his live stream. And I'm pretty sure, and I heard he's not a fan of Okinawa. So personally, yeah, I watch his live stream. So ask him about what was it like in Okinawa for him. Yeah, how's he doing on Nextio?
Oh, he's good, man. He's going back to the U.S. to be a drill sergeant.
A drill sergeant? Awesome. Hoorah to him. Hoorah. love my Marine Corps people.
Yeah, man.
So did the Navy, and so did the Navy people. And what else? Well, I don't want to get jealous to Chris Chaos, but I love the Army too. Love those three. What rank was he now? Onexio.
He's a staff sergeant.
Hoorah to him! Hoorah! And Bravo Zulu. And was there any more people in this chat who wants to join in?
Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me take a look. Nope, there's not. There is not. So it's just you. And then I'll be wrapping it up soon, though, because we've been on for an hour already. And so I will look to be wrapping up the show soon.
It's been nice talking to you. Even though I watch a lot of your videos, especially Talk, you're my only military news, I would say, let's just say, besides CNN sometimes, even though I rarely watch it. But you rock, both you and Chris Chaos, and especially y'all in the notification platoon, let's just say. Especially Harry and who's the other guy again? Sam, right?
Sam, yeah.
Those guys are awesome. Sam, you're rock. Harry, you're rock too. My God. And I'll try to get back in shape still, and I'll try to work on it still.
All right, man.
Yep. I'm not like Nick Gavadico, so.
You got this.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Hooyah.
Right.
Hooyah. All right, Ed.
It's nice talking to you.
It's nice talking to you, too. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Yep. See
All
ya.
right. See ya.
Bye.
Oh, man, that was awesome. Thanks for calling in, Ed. Man, what a great day today was. Oh, my gosh. And it's already after 12 out here in Okinawa. We've been going for over an hour. That was awesome. I love that. Ed, let me tell you something real quick that I just remembered I wanted to tell you. Fitness is a habit. It's not something that happens overnight. I've been working out hard my entire life, and I'm not, I'm just, I'm in average shape. I'm maybe in good shape, but compared to some people, I'm probably in terrible shape. The most important thing to me is that I'm able to get out there and I can still run, I can still move, I can still lift weight. I feel healthy, I can be active, I can participate in activities with friends and family and all that stuff. Fitness is a habit, it's a lifestyle, it's a journey with no end. Hopefully you're able to, get to the fitness level you want and maintain it for your whole life. That's the goal, right? It's not like you only stay fit until you're 30 and then you can just give up. It's not how it is. So what's up, JoJo? What's up, Buford? Everybody in the chat. I guess we don't have anybody else tuning in, so I'm going to close down the Zoom, and I'm going to wrap up the show for this week. Guys, next week there will not be any live streams, but I plan on putting out some videos. It's just time for us out here in Okinawa to start thinking about our rotation back to the United States. So I apologize for the taking a week off. I'm actually going to take 2 weeks off coming up soon because of everything that we have going on. But in July, I'll be back in the United States, in Southern California. I'm sure I'll be able to meet some of you. We'll be able to do way more stuff. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to have way more guests, live interviews with guests in the studio, really cool people, really cool stuff. Only big things to come, all right? We got to move in a couple months. We got to deal with that, but then it's only going to get bigger and better as time goes on. So thank you to everyone who called in today. That was awesome. Sam, Harry, Nuggets, Ed. That was just really fun. I really enjoyed that. And so I look forward to seeing more of you on the Zoom calls in the future episodes. With all that being said, I look forward to talking to you all very soon. For now, that's the Scuttlebutt.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.